What's up guys, welcome back to Chelsea Explained, and I wasn't really planning on making a second video today. I was just about to turn off my computer before crazy news were popping out, and we're gonna get into it immediately because we simply cannot ignore this. So Romano and Matt Law is confirming that Pochettino and Chelsea has parted ways with immediate effect. Chelsea and Pochettino have already agreed on terms, and Chelsea will consider a young manager as a priority to replace Pochettino instead. Around 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday morning, Pochettino shook hands on his Chelsea departure and left the lawyers to finalize. Pochettino is the third manager now under this Clear Lake ownership. There was no sacking and no arguments. They just shake hands and agreement to move on respectfully. But we know that Pochettino and the owners hasn't really been speaking since the EFL Cup final versus Liverpool. So we assume it was pretty bad relationship between them, and Pochettino has been being more aggressive lately in both press conference and post-match interviews. With 1 year remaining on his 2-year contract that was signed last summer, Pochettino will receive a handsome payoff, and he can be proud of his European qualification in a 5-game end-of-season winning run. Pochettino was called into Chelsea's Cobham training ground around midday on Monday as part of the club's end-of-season review to meet with the sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart, and he also spoke to co-owner Begdad Ed Bali. There were no disagreements over who should be in charge of transfers or which players should or should not be sold. The differences are explained as being more philosophical and relate to the dynamics of working within a club structure. I can tell you guys is that it looked pretty bad behind the scenes, especially when it came to Pochettino's comments these recent weeks. And if you're gonna sack Pochettino now, you surely have to bring in a manager that's going to get it right now. You can't get it wrong. And what also is pretty embarrassing is that we're going through so many managers now under this ownership, and around this time last year our co-directors, they were looking around 2 to 3 months for a new manager. It took them really a long time to pick Pochettino, but we can see this as a collective failure now. It's a failure both from Pochettino, the directors, and the owners as well. Is this project really going to work? I'm starting to question that. Now, I'm going to talk about Pochettino shortly as well. As you know, I'm not a fan of Pochettino whatsoever. I have stressed so many times, I want this guy gone from Chelsea. I know he had a fantastic end to the season, helping us getting European football. We picked up 5 wins, but overall, if I'm gonna make a review throughout the whole season and assess how it really went, I mean, Pochettino is not the guy for me, and he never was that. For me, he has a Spursy mentality. He doesn't have the right mentality to be at Chelsea Football Club. I want to get in a great manager that is going to have an elite winning mentality. And now, who is that going to be? I'm not so sure, because we are apparently linked with younger managers such as McKenna from Ipswich. We're linked with other guys as well, the Stuttgart manager, even though I'm a huge fan of German managers. Linked with probably the Serbian other guys too. And you know, I'm really wondering, where is this project heading? Because the owners has got it totally wrong so far. The directors as well. But as I said, I'm not a fan of Pochettino whatsoever. I wanted him to be sacked since Christmas. It went so bad this season that I had to stop making match previews and reviews, as you probably noticed. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't take it. And I just felt nothing. I felt depressed when I was watching Chelsea. And it's not only to blame Pochettino. The owners are as much as responsible for this, if not more, because they put us in this situation, and I can't feel bad for Pochettino to some extent, because he were about to lose Gallagher and Chalobah in the summer, who he probably would like to keep. And as I said in my video earlier today, if I were Pochettino, I would probably quit this job too if I can't keep the players I really want to keep. But these owners, they want a yes man in place, and I respect Pochettino from walking out from this job, and I'm going to thank him for helping us getting top 6 in the end, but I believed he was never the right manager from the beginning, and I didn't have any connection with him whatsoever. Now the players really liked him, but even though they really liked him, it doesn't mean he's the right gaffer that's going to take us to the next levels. Now he developed a lot of these guys. They matured a bit. They developed in some areas. But I think it's time for another manager to take over that's going to change this team once and for all. But I mean, the managers we are linked with, can they necessarily do that? That's what I'm afraid of. It's going to be a huge risk. Thing is further, Pochettino was dismissive of set-piece specialists, insisting we are coaching staff in charge of everything, before later adding football belongs to the players, not to the specialists. This was at odds with the structure being built by Chelsea owners and sporting directors, who have made it abundantly clear they believe football belongs to the players and the specialists. They just see things totally differently, but the owners want just a manager in place that's going to just do whatever they tell the manager to do. There have been many signs that I felt like Pochettino doesn't really know what he's doing. He constantly playing players out of position. We're seeing Colwill, Gusto being utilized as left backs. We're seeing Chilwell being a left winger. We're seeing the Sassi being a right back. Enzo and Gallagher playing in the number 10 role. And it wasn't until now he actually changed something. He made some tactical tweaks when there were 6 games left of the season. Maybe we had something going now. Maybe. But I think inverting Cucurella was a smart idea, but what does that mean for our right backs? Are they gonna stay back as a centre back like Kyle Walker does? I mean, Gusto and Reece James are not gonna do that. They are players that are gonna bomb forward and join in the attack. I think Pochettino never built a clear tactical understanding in this team. He never got in the right system and tactics, and his in-game management overall this season wasn't good enough for me. So yeah, that's just how I'm seeing it. Like, I'm gonna stick to it. Pochettino was never the right guy for me. Also says here, Chelsea are due to compete in next summer's Club World Cup, which starts on June 15, 2025, and Pochettino's deal was due to run out until the end of that month. There were concerns that keeping him another year for the sake of continuity would have created a difficult situation around that tournament. I mean, I guess that's a valid point, but isn't a bit too late? Maybe you should have thought about it before hiring him in the first place. 38-game Premier League season, however, Chelsea fell short of the owners' target to qualify for the Champions League, and there were moments when they came under pressure from supporters to make a change before the end of the season. Also came in the build-up to the 4-2 home defeat by Wolves that left Pochettino fearing for his job, and we know also that they stopped having contact after the loss against Liverpool in the EFL Cup final against Liverpool, where he lost to a Liverpool C team, and afterwards he was talking about that we were playing for penalties. And under the season he has been flirting with Spurs, he has been flirting with Arsenal and Arteta. And for me, you can't do that as a Chelsea manager. I'm not gonna respect and listen to you if you go over that line. That's a line you don't cross. Other times you come with crazy excuses instead of taking accountability and responsibility. As I said in the summer, he was mentioning that he wasn't going to have any excuses. He just came in here to win immediately. And then when things suddenly started to go bad, he was blaming on injuries. He was blaming on other things. etc. Never taking accountability. So I feel as much as Pochettino could have done better, the owner should have done better too, as well as the sporting directors. This is not solely to blame on Pochettino. Pochettino revealed that he met with Eghbali to share opinions after the Carabao Cup final. It later became clear, as exclusively reported by Telegraph, that Chelsea were in the process of not only appointing a new set-piece specialist, but were setting up an entire department dedicated to corners and free kicks. For me, you only need one guy. You don't need 5 coaches to set up corner free kicks tactics. I don't think it's any wrong having a set piece coach. He will add you some other qualities that maybe your coaching team does not possess. Chelsea fans have started lately to change their mind around Pochettino. First they wanted him gone, and then they wanted him to stay. I mean, we fans are reactionary. I understand that. Maybe Pochettino had something going on. Maybe I could have accepted he could maybe get one more season. But I never felt Pochettino was the right guy, and he made me stop making Chelsea match previews and reviews. And I went through a lot of the news, randomly giving my thoughts and opinions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But I can't stress enough, I never felt Pochettino was the right guy, and I never liked him. I never ever liked him, never wanted him at this club. But I wish him good luck anyway in his next job, and thank you for helping us achieving European football at least. But you should have had a better winning mentality. You had the opportunity to connect with the Chelsea fans. You had so many opportunities to change tactically and play players in the right position, but you didn't do so. You never took accountability. You never took responsibility. Always blaming on others, never looking at yourself. So I am happy that Pochettino is gone. I'm not gonna hide that, but I'm scared of who we bring in next. That's a problem we're gonna talk in another video. So Pochettino is gone, and we won't see him anymore. And thank you so much for watching. And if you're brand new here, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, so you stay notified with latest content dropping on the channel. And this is it for the video. Thank you so much, and I'm out. Peace.